So what would we be paying in though?
$159 a month.
$159, that's fixed.
That's fixed. Hurricanes, hail, lightning, anything like that, it's covered. If you ended up using less power, you get money back from it at the end of the year.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, nice to meet you.
That was the quickest speed run you've ever done.
I am the solar ninja. Hi there, welcome to Real Sales Dynamics, where we break down in-field sales footage in order to get you better at door knocking. Has this ever happened to you? You sign up a deal, everything goes perfectly. You couldn't imagine one objection coming up before installation. The very next day you get a text message. I've chatted with this about my son and it looks like we're not moving forward. Please cancel my project. Now, how do you respond to that, right? Some people think I'm gonna send a 16-paragraph text message right afterwards and hopefully that'll win her over. Never does. Other people think I'm gonna go ahead and make a phone call real quick and save the deal. Still doesn't work. What if you instead simply respond, I'll bring the cancellation form over later today. Does 4:30 work? Show up and fix the deal. Well, you'll see exactly how that goes right now. Are you a seasoned solar closer who's not getting any leads? Or more importantly, are you a lead setter who has no one to actually close your deals? Well, on June 22nd to July 2nd, we're going to be holding a solar sales blitz in an undisclosed location in Central Florida. We're going to be getting site surveys done day of, installs in just 2 weeks. On our last sales blitz, we had over 7 people make over $100,000 in just 10 days. Having sales meetings in the morning and the evening keeps every single person accountable. Now, we only have a couple open slots available for that June 22nd to July 2nd blitz, so make sure to click down in the submission form below. Hi there.
Hi.
Hi, Miss Frazier.
Yes.
Hey, my name's Carlos. Good to meet you. Just talked to Chris.
Yes.
Okay. I just need to take a couple quick shots of your roof with my drone, so I'll knock your door in probably about another minute, okay? All right, thank you.
I mean, it probably wasn't her maiden name, but
What's it doing? Oh yeah, mine's been doing that. What's the gimbal?
All right, we're all good to go. It's a beautiful home. Had you looked into solar before?
Yes.
You had? The pictures that Chris sent of the bill was a little bit blurry. Did you happen to have it?
Yes, I can pull it back out.
Because the only thing I'm trying to do on my end is just make sure that we get everything just right. Back. Question for you. You said you looked into solar before. Do you recall which programs it was for?
It was I don't know exactly, but I know it was where you didn't pay anything, but yet you were paying like $10,000 for it or $30,000. That's what it was.
Got it. So it's a loan?
It wasn't a loan. I don't know exactly how. He said something about it would take 30 years to pay it off.
You've been living here for 20 years.
28 years.
28 years. And I gotta imagine throughout that whole time you've never seen a bill be negative.
No.
Right?
No,
Because
not negative.
this is what's supposed to happen after you go solar. Right? And I'm sure whoever you spoke to did a great job, but had anyone actually explained to you how solar works with Duke?
No, not really.
Okay. So just in 2022, you actually used 17,857 kilowatts of power in that year.
Okay.
The program that we do, it's called Project Hestia. It's under the Department of Energy. And whenever we submit these projects, it's a little different than normal solar. We have to get funding directly from the DOE, from Sonova, which is our parent company, and it has to get qualified by Duke as well, because we work directly in conjunction with them. Your average bill is $272 if you did nothing to kind of adjust how much power you're using. In the worst case scenario, which is you still using the same amount of power, that means next year you'll average 305, 342, and by year 4, 383. So the whole idea is let's lower that.
Right.
And I'll show you basically 2 different options. One is as if you kept using the same amount of power, what that would look like per month. And then one is if you actually do batten down the hatches and start really using a lot less power, so that we can get it good. In both cases, I know it's still going to be a lot less than what you're currently spending for your electric, because Duke is the most expensive electric company in all of Florida. So the main company is called Sonova, and this is what I was talking about earlier. is energy.gov. They announced a $3 billion loan guarantee to Sunnova's Project Hestia. That's what this is for. Now, Sunnova's in 38 different states. They have different fulfillment partners, as in the people who actually install and maintain the jobs. And in this area in Florida, it's West Bay Energy. And if you go online, A+ with the Better Business Bureau, they actually started off as a roofing company. Their main things are there's no lien on the property, no double billing either. So the whole idea is we are going to make sure we cover 100% of your power, as long as you promise me you're not going to buy a Tesla in the next year. No Tesla? No electric cars? Okay. And the way it works is you just get set with a less expensive rate for your power. That's like the long and short of it. Does that make sense? So how long have you been running a daycare?
I've been in daycare about 35 years.
Wow. That you've seen, so there's kids of kids that you
Yes,
have raised.
I've got their kids.
I knew it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've got right now 4 of my grandsons' friends' kids.
Yeah.
And some of them grew up here.
Where's the best place to get barbecue out here?
I go to Sonny's.
You go to Sonny's?
That's
what I was saying.
That's what literally you said earlier, like we gotta go to Sonny's. What's your favorite restaurant out here?
Cody's.
Cody's. What's Cody's?
It's a steakhouse.
A good steakhouse?
Yes.
Okay, I'm more attracted to that then. That sounds
Yeah,
good.
ask for Taylor.
As for Taylor, 10.14 divided by 3.9, 26 panels would cover 100% of your current electricity. We have to do a site inspection before anything. You pay all your bills on time. You seem like a responsible person on that end.
Yeah.
They take a look at the attic trusses, the roof, the electric panel, and then we'd meet back for the final design. Most likely, probably Wednesday or Thursday, I would have the full layout for the system. At that point, we'd get approval from the utility, permitting set up for installation. Installation takes about a portion of a day on a system this size. And then from there, the system gets inspected and activated. Your first bill isn't until a month after that, and then you're at $159 a month. What's a good email address for you? So hurricanes, hail, lightning, anything like that, it's covered.
And so they'd be responsible for.
Oh yeah, because this isn't an ownership base. It's the agreement that we're going to produce a certain amount of power.
Right.
Right. So you're not buying panels. You're just paying for the production that the system makes. Does that make sense?
That was the first. No.
You're going to have you go up there and clean them?
Have me go up there and have to repair them.
So we set the system up to cover all the power you're using right now. If you ended up using less power, you get money back from it at the end of the year with Duke. So that's what the supplemental energy is. That's actually for your house. And then warranties, the system is warranted for 25 years. Ownership of the system, tax credits. You don't get the tax credit for the system, but you also weren't going to get the tax credit anyway because that's based off of how much you're spending on federal income taxes. It doesn't increase the property taxes of the house, which is great, but also you don't get the tax credit. At the same time, you get the tax credit, it means you also have to go clean the panels and fix stuff up.
Right.
I'm not saying. All right, so I just need your initials on this guy.
So if anything happens to them, we don't have to worry with it.
Yeah, exactly.
How about the roof now?
25-year roof penetration warranty. So if there's ever a roof leak or anything else like that, that's on us. That's why we're going to do a site inspection, most likely tomorrow, of the roof to make sure everything's good.
Okay.
For this, you just need to click the button. So I run a whole department doing this, and we do a hero stories. We always do like 3 hero stories that
Right.
people have heard throughout a day or things you dealt with. You're in mine for the day. So that's amazing what you did. Yeah, I only lasted with Chopper Services for about 2 years.
Yeah, they're hard to.
Yeah, and I was working in San Antonio,
I
Texas.
did it for 10.
Yeah, and it was
a long 10 years.
a long time. 2 years, I felt like an age 10. Yeah, I kind of
Well,
got
you
out of
get
that.
so many cases. There was just so. I had a child that was wrapped in gauze. She'd been burnt by a baby, set on fire, and then you have one that his dad decided to play football with him, kicked him across the yard, and him a 1-year-old baby.
I'll clarify a couple things real quick. You can open up that packet. So right now, all we're doing is we're setting up a site inspection for the house to take a look at the roof and the attic trusses. And then from there, we're going to be meeting back a little bit later in the week when I get the final design back for the house. Because the main thing is that right now, when we ran the math, you're averaging roughly $270 a month for your electric. With this program, which it's called Project Hestia. It's funded by the Department of Energy. You can look up all the stuff online. What occurs is that now your new average bill is going to be $159 a month, and it's fixed.
Okay, but then we gotta pay rent, correct?
No.
No.
It's just $159. It's a lot less expensive than what you're currently spending. The reason why there isn't as much of it over here, I'll be entirely honest, you have to have over a 700 credit score to qualify as one, and I love Sebring, but that's not the average credit score in Sebring by any leaps.
Ours is.
You're in a good order. You guys are really responsible. And the other thing is just that unfortunately some of the houses out here have really beat up roofs, or there's too much tree coverage on the homes. In your case, because of Irma, you don't have as many trees in those areas anymore.
Yeah.
And so now you just have, basically just covers 100% of the power that you're currently using. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Is Dean's your son, I take it?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Oldest son.
And by all means.
Yeah, we'll get with Dean and find out too, see what he's
Oh yeah.
hearing.
Absolutely. And
I know there's stuff out there, I mean,
yeah.
from the government and whatever, I mean, but.
Yeah, of course. And the main thing on my end is, not only am I going to set up the site inspection, I'm going to give you all my number as well.
Okay.
I would love, because I'm going to be out here all week. Does he live in Sebring?
Yeah.
Right.
Then what I'd like to do is most likely set up a time where I can actually come by and explain a little bit more if you had any questions. Does he have a house as well?
Yeah, he's got the solar.
He's got solar in his house?
He's got solar. So he's got them back up there, but I think he had to pay some of it.
They also had to do a different racking system.
What is y'all's schedule like?
I work every day till 5:30, Monday through Friday.
And is that at the house?
Yeah.
Okay, so if a site tech came by, he just needs to do a couple pictures in the attic trusses and upstairs. Is that going to be an issue when you're...
If it's not during nap time, because I've got one little one that's in my room, in my attic, you have to go through my room or the utility area out there.
Got it. Okay.
The kids are up running around, he'll have to deal with their orneriness.
So
Because they're all little ones.
I just texted you my information. We do have to validate just the identity. Do you happen to have your driver's license on you?
Where my purse is, I have them.
I just texted you my number as well if you can save it. I'll be your main point of contact. So here's two things. One is West Bay Energy. That's the company who's doing the installation. If you get a call from them, that's the folks. Second one is Project Hestia.
It'll come up, that name.
Yeah, if you look
Okay.
at Project Hestia.
Because I don't usually answer unknown callers of any type.
Okay.
Because I've got all my parents and everybody in my phone. Is your, no.
It said no, it should say Carlos with West Bay.
Yeah, okay, I will write that in as a, because this other one was your code thing. I can delete that one.
Yeah, you can delete that. That was just verifying your phone number. Okay, Rebecca, it was wonderful chatting with you. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay,
So great
nice
to meet
meeting
you. That's Rebecca.
Thank you. I'll have to talk to my friend when she comes over.
All right, sounds like a deal.
You have a good day. Another great deal. Felt incredibly confident about that one. If someone brings up the fact that they used to do social work, I can relate with them so much on that. She is a hero of a human being. I'm incredibly excited that we're gonna eliminate her utility bill and get her in a significantly better situation. She deserves it, and so does her family. Just exceptional people. I love this job. What was the major concern? Was it a price or a value issue?
My son got involved and my husband got involved. They both agree that it's not something that we need to do. But Dean said that after so many years, they have to like be recharged. He has something that, like a battery that he hooks.
With battery backups, those need to be replaced every 10 years.
Yeah.
We don't have battery backups on the house. We have what are called microinverters. Those work for 30 years. And they are warranted not only by West Bay, but Sonova, and actually the manufacturers of those inverters for 30 years.
Right.
So on that end, that just seems like it's a miscommunication thing more than anything else. That's just my confusion on my end, because I very, very, very seldom get anyone who cancels. It's like 1 out of like 100. And I'm stating that as someone who talks to a lot of different types of people. As far as I'm concerned, all 3 generations of every family has to be mostly happy with whatever is happening, right? Because Dean feels responsible for
He's the
y'all.
one that's over it when we're gone.
Exactly, right?
Yes.
And so I want to make sure that he is happy about everything.
He's a very busy person.
Yeah. Is there any chance we can get him on the phone?
Hello?
Yeah, this guy wanted to ask you something. Could you take a minute, or are you too busy at the moment?
Hello?
Hey, Dean.
Oh, hold on one second. All right, can you hear me?
I can. I just want to introduce myself real quick. So my name is Carlos. I work with West Bay Energy in Sonova. I talked with your mother yesterday just about kind of the problems that you all were dealing with when it came to the electricity bills over at the house, because it came out to something like $270 was the average bill throughout the entire year. And when she spoke to me, there was a couple things that caught my ear. One was that the people she talked to before were trying to recommend that she take out a 25 or 30-year loan, which is ridiculous, because that ends up putting a lien on the property and can cause a lot of issues. But the second one was just that she had known other people who had went solar, and you went solar on your house, correct?
Yes, I did.
So one of the things I was trying to understand was she brought up something about every 10 years something needed to be charged up. Can you explain to me your system? Do you have a string inverter?
No, I don't know what she's talking about. She might have got confused on what I said.
Okay.
When we got our solar system, we did a lot of research.
Yeah.
We researched the panels, we researched the components of the solar system. Me and my buddies, we did as much research. We thoroughly exhausted before we invested our money into solar of which company we wanted to use. So I just asked her, had she done her research, what panels are they putting on her house, And then my biggest concern for her is she has a shingle roof.
Yes.
That being said, when I got my solar, that was the only negative that I had with that solar company, because back when I got solar, they're like, "God, dude, if we have to come out and remove it, it's like $1,500 to take it off and $1,500 to put it back on." Well, we had that hurricane go through, or that hailstorm go through and damage my roof pretty bad. Well, guess what? It wasn't $3,000 to take it off and put it back on. It was $13,000 to take it off and put it back on. So I talked to my mom. I said, have you even researched this? Because you're going to be retired. You're not going to have income. And then if something happens to your roof, if your insurance company tells you you need a new roof, how are you going to be able to afford to take that system off and put a new system back on?
I completely understand your perspective on this, especially when it comes to having to deal with that in case of a hurricane. I'd like to create a little bit of clarity on my end, because it sounds like you know what you're talking about. So if you don't mind, I'd like to go into slightly technical regarding the project. Is that okay?
Yeah, fire away.
Okay, so we're using 410 Hanwha Q-cell panels, which are produced in the great state of Georgia. Those are monocrystalline panels. So I was working out in San Diego for 6 years before this, and then utility rates started skyrocketing out here. When I got into solar, it was basically, 2 90-watt panels with string inverters that were solar edge, and they weren't great. Now, for her house, we have with 410-watt Q-cells, which is the highest efficiency panels that you can get for residential homes. Second thing real quick, we're using N-phase microinverters. I'm guessing based off the research that you know, the difference between...
I have the same ones.
Beautiful. So do you have the IQ8 pluses or the IQ7s?
I'm not 100% sure.
What year did you go solar?
5 years ago.
5 years ago, that would have been IQ5s. I've been doing this for a minute. So now we're at IQ8 pluses. There's a 99% efficiency on those, and the nice thing is this. If there is a case of a power outage, right, those can still actually independently run during a power outage. Batteries are prohibitively expensive. In a lot of cases, I end up not attaching them onto houses if we don't need to.
Well, she doesn't need to go battery.
Exactly, I agree. I
would strongly advise my mom not to touch that.
Yeah,
number one, I don't believe in that it's worth the money. And, for as few times as we lose power, it doesn't cost a lot of money to run a generator. What is this lease option that she was telling me about? What's the parameters on that?
I'm with you. So the way it looks is this. The setup that I have for the system is it's going to cover 100% of our current electricity usage based off of the last year. Let's say you take over the house. We don't have to recredit qualify or anything along those lines. The price is just locked in at the $159. Now, at the end of the 25 years, there's one of 3 options. You can choose to pull off the system and we repair the roof. There's no cost for that. The second option is you keep the solar system and you just have the manufacturer's warranties, no more $159, but you're now responsible for the system. Or 3, we upgrade to a new solar system in 25 years.
I haven't checked into y'all at all. I mean, before I would give them my blessing or anything like that.
Of course, Dean. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I like the whole lease thing. Makes me a little nervous. Having somebody else's product sitting on your roof. Something happens to her, then we got to sell the house. You know, we don't know how much the next person's power they're going to need or produce. You know, it's just.
Dean, I'm with you there. And if I could clarify a couple quick things. I will get the final design back for the system anywhere between Wednesday and Thursday. What I'd like to do with you is, it sounds like you live in town.
Yeah, I live a couple blocks from her.
You live a couple blocks away. I'd like to do one thing real quick. Where the racking system is going to go, exactly where the panels are going to go, and we can go over everything with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that you're comfortable with on that end. If you're not comfortable, we'll tear it up. We won't move forward. I don't have any banking information or anything else. Like, she's not held to anything regarding this. I understand that you're pretty busy with your job. Any idea what your calendar is going to be looking like on Thursday?
At what time are you looking?
Earlier or later in the day is going to be better. On which end?
Later in the day, definitely better.
Okay, that's what I figured as much, because the early portion of my day is pretty roughed up. Let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. So I could come by most likely Thursday. How's around 5:15 work?
I'll do my best to make that. If it was a little later, around 6 would be better.
I could do 6:30?
That'll work.
Okay, so 6:30, I will be back. I'm going to push for my engineers to be done with the final design by then so that we know everything by the time we come back, okay?
Okay.
My name is Carlos Morales. I'm going to see you back over here at 6:15. You now have my phone number. If something changes or anything along those lines, I'll also get your number from your mom, and we'll make sure we get everything corrected, okay? All right, Dean, I'll see you Thursday.
Yes, sir. You have a good
All right, I'll let you get back to work.
Good.
My youngest son.
Who are you two? My name is Garrett. All right.
Oh, my name is Carlos. I work with West Bay
No, I
Energy.
don't want to know your name. What do you do?
Oh, I work with West Bay Energy. It's a solar company.
Okay.
Yeah, I chatted with her yesterday. I chatted with Dean today.
Okay.
So what we're doing on our end, if Dean's okay with it and she's okay with it, when we meet back
Dean
on
would
Thursday.
be the one to talk
I know. I literally just chatted with him.
How
yeah.
much does it with them?
Yeah, okay, you know. So I've been in solar for 8 years. I've been doing it for 2 years out in Florida. Florida is a completely different place to do solar than any other state I've literally ever worked in. So out here, the main questions people ask me is like, what's the wind mitigation on the solar systems? It's 160 miles an hour. 2 is, can we do a re-roof if we need to, where we pull off the panels, reinstall? And the 3rd is usually about backup batteries, which is something I still recommend people don't do, because they're ridiculously expensive. About $275 on average with
Okay.
Duke, which is going to go up 12% per year for the next 5 years. That's just where Duke's at. That's how expensive they've been getting. With this, it was $159 flat.
Flat.
Flat. Right, that's it. $159 per month. The questions Dean asked me were, what were the panels, which I'm jotting down right now. It's Hanwha Q-Cell 410 panels, which are produced in Georgia, and then IQ8 Plus in-phase inverters, which are produced in California. And then I'm going to go one step above them, which is to do K2 racking system, because you didn't ask me, but I want to let him know as well. And that's how we get that wind mitigation on that. So the company that I work with is here. It's West Bay. The way it works is we maintain, insure, and take care of it for 25 years. But unlike with a car lease, where at the end of a car lease, you end up owing a bunch of money, you have 1 of 3 options at the end of 25 years. You can choose to keep the system at no cost, upgrade to a new solar system. We tear off the solar panels and then fix the roof. Do you live out here?
Yes, sir, I do.
Nice. Do you got a house?
Yes, sir, I do.
How much are you spending on electric?
My bill this month is $200.
That's high for this month. What are you spending in the summer? $320?
What was my highest?
So you keep one.
I think it hit 300 last year.
That's tough. Oh, do you have a lot of trees around your house?
None.
These
None.
tickets.
I'm going to text you my info.
Yes.
Go for it. Why not?
I have to keep one.
What's your
This
number?
whole lease thing.
Yeah.
That's intriguing.
So I wanted to shore up with Dean.
Yeah, Dean's the one.
I know, and I was like, I need 3 generations happy with what's going on, or I'm gonna get shot.
Yeah,
Like
pretty
I
much.
want to make sure everyone's happy. I've worked here for long enough.
So.
Got it. Yeah.
Oh, that's you.
That's
okay.
Yes, sir.
But it's guaranteed $150 a month. How about electric bill? My brother doesn't have one at
He
all.
doesn't have one at all.
don't
So
either.
as long as she doesn't decide to start plugging in 2 Teslas into her house,
Yeah.
it'll cover 100% of her current power. It's not magic, right? Like if you end up using way more power than
Yeah.
last year. So in the last year, she used 15,039 kilowatts worth of power.
Yeah.
So for her system, we're going to be producing about 115% of her
Okay.
current power.
Got
So
it.
that we're going a little bit over just in
Good.
case.
Good.
Yeah, that's the basis for it. And then I got to jot down
Yeah.
one last thing for Dean.
And they warranty the system the whole 25 years.
It almost sounds too good to be
That's
true.
what, no.
I know. I'm with you. So there's a lot of contingencies on it. One of them is too much shading. The other one is people have to actually pay their bills on time. The average credit score in Sebring is 620. You have to have at least a 700 credit score in order to be able to qualify for the program.
Okay.
The other thing is the roof can't be shot, which a lot of these roofs are, right? We don't do the insurance thing where we're like, we'll get the roof taken care of or whatever.
Say things, I don't know. She decides to sell the house. How does that work?
Couple things. There's no lien on the property if she ever chooses to sell the house, unlike with the solar loan, which I
Yeah.
think Dean had a solar loan on
Yeah,
his.
I believe he does.
But he's happy with the solar system, so it's all
Love
good.
it.
Like it's great.
Yeah.
So it transfers over to the new homeowner. They don't need to re-credit qualify or anything else.
When you put it up there, do we see your piping and all that?
I mean the conduit line.
Yeah.
That is, we'll be able to determine that at final design. Because I'm not going to say for sure, yeah, we can run it under the attic.
Yeah.
Because the attic is honestly pretty shallow. So it's going to be determined by our engineers on that end. I don't want to promise something that I
Got
can't
it.
deliver on. The tax credit's only based off of the amount of income you're spending on federal income taxes. It's not like a credit. I mean, it's not a rebate. It's a credit.
Yeah.
So if you're on Social Security, Medicare, anything like that, you get $0 back. And with those loan payments, after 18 months, it states this in all the financing contracts, on the loan contracts.
Dean, I didn't
The
mean
payment
to bump
shoots
that.
up 30% in 18 months if you don't use a tax credit towards the principal balance.
Well, yeah, I know you got to put it towards that.
Exactly. So in her case, if we did a loan, it's like $150, and then boom, then it shoots up to $225
He said he,
bucks.
But
Versus
he's
this, you just have a fixed rate free power.
I know, I love that rate.
Yeah. So I live now in St. Petersburg, Florida. I come out to Sebring for 10 days out of the month now.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, nice to meet you.
Sorry I had to do that.
No, you're good.
Not every day I walk into my mom's house.
And there's 2 dudes, and one of them has a camera with them. I completely understand. All right. You have a great day.
All right, take care, y'all.
That was the quickest speed run you've ever done.
I'm really good at my job. If I get one more call, I am the solar ninja. And that, my friends, is how you save a deal. Always go for honest conflict rather than dishonest harmony. Jump straight forward into conflict and everyone will applaud you as a result. Stand your ground at all points. We are doing another solar sales blitz coming up here in June. Information is down below. You may apply right now. If you need more sales tips, make sure to click subscribe, but most importantly, like one of these 2 videos, YouTube thinks you're gonna like it a lot.